Hello and welcome back to Bottom Rope Wrestling. He hasn't started singing yet, so I'm quite...
I've done it.
It's Ciampa. He's done Ciampa.
I had someone else in mind, but it's like midnight, so I just went with Ciampa.
That's very fair. Welcome back to Bottom Rope Wrestling. This is Wicked Wrestling Weekly, episode 8. This is 9. 8. I'm joined...
I thought it was an episode 9.
No, this is episode 8.
We're on an episode X.
Yes, we're on an episode. I'm Michael Davey. This is Aaron Daniels. We've got Chris Dixon over in the corner. Say hello, Chris. Yeah! And we've got this week's Wicked Wrestling Weekly. Back to basics, back to the formulaic. You know what I mean? No more of the shows. It is just Raw, Smackdown, 205, NXT and NXT UK.
Until next week.
Till next week, yeah. Clash of Champions, which I forgot was so soon. Like, genuinely, that's come out of nowhere.
It'll surprise you.
Did you enjoy wrestling this week, Aaron?
I actually did enjoy wrestling this week.
We're going to be a little bit honest with you guys. We watched 205 Live, NXT and NXT UK.
Literally 10 minutes ago.
We're very busy men. He's a very busy man. I'm just lazy. And no, it's been a really all round, all decent shows. I think it's fair to say. Are you dancing? It's all decent.
It was a really good show. Really
yeah,
good
absolutely.
week for wrestling.
And yeah, I think I'm quite excited to get into these because I think we've both got two really nice top fives, and it's going to be really difficult to put them together into one overall top five. So, would you like to go first, or shall I? I think I'll go first this week.
You go first?
I'll go first.
Go for it, baby.
My first comes from NXT UK, and I couldn't not put it on here because Tegan Knox, she has my heart. My absolute heart belongs to Tegan Knox.
You love Welsh accents.
She
right?
made her return. Thing is, I don't even notice the Welsh accent.
You love accents, right?
I don't notice the Welsh accent, don't. I don't notice the Welsh accent because I'm used to it, but she's dubbed from the Welsh valleys.
I really know. To be fair, she doesn't sound explicitly Welsh. Like,
no.
Not as Welsh as you.
But I think she's one of the best women's wrestlers in the world. Obviously, she only had a squash match where she hit a roundhouse kick, a follow-away slam, and then a shiniest wizard.
Shiny boy.
And then she had a promo against Kaylee Ray. And by I mean a promo against Kaylee Ray. Kaylee Ray cut a promo on her, and she went, "Oi,
oi, 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 oi."
We will fight anytime, anywhere.
Anytime, any place.
I could not put it on because I love Tegan Knox. She's fantastic. I'm so glad she's back. And yeah, that's my number 5.
It's a good number 5.
Yeah, is it as good as yours?
No. My number 5 comes from NXT this week.
Okay.
It was a match. So there was a match on NXT between the Bruiserweight.
Oh yes.
Peter Dunne.
Rhea Ripley.
Well, they were both on the same show this week, so
yeah.
they were in the same place at the same time.
They might actually not be the same person.
However, they were at NXT UK at the same time, the same place for Cardiff. So
yeah, okay.
They are the same person. So anyway, it was Peter Dunne versus Angel Garza, who is of course our beloved Humberto's cousin.
I love Angel Garza.
So I'm all about Humberto. I'm high on the Humberto stuff.
Yeah.
But Angel Garza has turned me tonight.
I think he was making his entrance, and you were literally saying he's not as good as Humberto. He's not as good as Humberto.
And then he kissed a pensioner.
Yeah, he didn't kiss the pensioner.
The pensioner kissed him.
He put out his cheek, and an elderly lady leaned over the barricade and gave him a kiss on the cheek.
And then I was like, he's as good as Humberto.
He's as good as Humberto.
But it's the contrast of personalities you had going on in that match, and the camera panned to Pete Dunne as Angel Garza's getting into the ring, and he's just like.
Brilliant. Absolutely.
So the contrast personalities, you got like the Bruiserweight, he's like all brash and violent, and then Angel Garza, who's just like.
Was it me that said Pete Dunne right now is imagining Angel Garza walking down the streets of Birmingham,
getting beaten up,
getting beaten the crap out of by 40-year-old drunk lads, and it was a really solid match. Big win for Pete Dunne now to sort of push it back up the NXT rankings.
He'll get back up there, especially with NXT next week
being live. Yeah, of course. No, we've got 2 things to sort of look forward to. An extra hour of NXT.
That's gonna be too much talk.
That's a lot of wrestling.
But 205 Live will die.
205 Live is going away.
So I guess the hour gets replaced.
The hour is sort of just replaced. Yeah, absolutely. But yeah. Is that anything else? Is there anything else you want to say about Angel Garza? Have you done?
No, just contrasting personalities.
Yeah, very fun. My number 4 is probably the lowest a Firefly Funhouse segment has ranked.
Ooh.
It was a good Firefly Funhouse segment. It just didn't pay off how we hoped it would. So basically, on Raw, Steve Austin had already been in the ring, and it went to a Firefly Funhouse segment. And Abby the Witch and Rambling Rabbit and Mercy the Buzzard and Huskus the Pig Boy were all complaining about Austin. They were like, "Oh, Stranger Danger, Stranger Danger."
I did love that. Stranger Danger. That's why we
He's
attacked
terrible, you know what I mean? And yeah, this is why we attacked the other legends. And Bray Wyatt was like, "No, that was the Fiend who attacked him." But Abby the Witch complained that her clock was still saying 3:16. So Bray Wyatt got a hammer and hit it, you know what I mean, comedically, shot like a kids' TV show, and the clock then read 11:19, and fans immediately jumped to speculation to what was going on. That segment alone has ranked number 4 for me.
Okay.
But the reason it's ranked lower is because everyone worked out 11:19 is the date The Undertaker debuted, and The Undertaker was announced for SmackDown. The Undertaker came out on SmackDown. No Fiend. Very, I don't want to say disappointing, because like I like the idea that it's unpredictable, because that's like really got me some weeks. And the Fiend then did appear in a dark match on SmackDown where he
destroyed
Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel in the handicap match. And he made the entrance still with a severed head, so they're not toning it down.
Whose head was it?
That was still Bray. Still the severed
yeah.
head of Bray Wyatt, but like everyone thought they were going to stop
it's
doing
not- they're
that
not
to
doing
tone
that.
it down
Oh,
for
that's good.
PG. We'll see if he makes an appearance at Clash of Champions, but I doubt he'll get onto the main top 5 this week, which is a shame because the Fiend is 8 times now out of
He's
10
a strong
lists.
contender.
Out of 10
Strong
lists.
contender.
I think he'll probably be our weekly wrestler of the year. At the moment, I haven't really come up with that kind of ranking system yet, but maybe. But no, that was my number 4.
Okay. Well, my number 4 this week came from SmackDown.
Yeah.
It did come from SmackDown. There was a match between The Miz and some jobber.
Was it some job?
I can't remember who it was.
Who did the Miz face on SmackDown?
Who did The Miz face on SmackDown, Chris?
What?
Who did The Miz face on SmackDown?
Oh, it was some.
It wasn't Cesaro.
It was El Idolo. What's his name? Andrade.
Some jobber, yeah. Anyway, it was Miz, Andrade. Shinsuke Nakamura was on commentary, and he only spoke in Japanese, because obviously Sami Zayn had been taken out earlier in the night. Shinsuke only spoke in Japanese, and it was a good moment for me anyway. Like, he got the Mask and Shinsuke questions, like, "Oh, what do you think of The Miz fighting you this weekend? Oh, what do you think of this?" And Shinsuke just replies in Japanese.
Yeah.
But what elevated this to my number 4 is Corey Graves. Just, I think Byron says something along the lines of, "You don't pretend you know what he's saying." But Corey's like, I speak Japanese.
I agree with
Shinsuke. And then it was like, Shinsuke said something in Japanese, and then Corey just goes, You know what, Shinsuke, you're completely right.
Yes,
The Miz has done nothing to earn this title shot.
Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Comedy gold. I never thought Nakamura and Sami Zayn on the main roster would be getting these applause for their comedy. But and I'm really looking forward to Miz Nakamura, especially if Sami Zayn is involved with a microphone in some capacity. This is my favourite part. But no, that was a great segment. The fact that Miz just beat Andrade clean kind of killed it for me. But hey, it's this face Miz character which we're not really understanding yet. But
he's the better heel.
Is he going to win the Intercontinental title?
God no.
No?
No, Shinsuke's winning all the way.
That's what I thought, but they might want to beat Jericho's record of Intercontinental title reigns. That was Chris's point. Yeah, Mark. Anyway, is that all you wanted to say on number 4?
That is all I have to say on number 4.
Then my number 3 comes from Monday Night Raw.
Ooh.
And this man is an absolute unit. I've got written 3 notes for him. Corbin is an absolute unit. Because he is not only in the King of the Ring final,
what you wrote.
He won a triple threat match. I want him to have my children. He had an incredible triple threat match in which at one point he took Ricochet went for the deep 6, but he kept spinning. It was like a deep 12, and he planted him, he pinned him. I don't think he pinned him off that, but Corbin is in the final. It's Corbin versus Google.
He pinned Joe off of Ricochet's move, didn't he?
Is that true? Chris, is that true? What? Who did Corbin pin? Ricochet. He pinned Ricochet.
Oh, I think Ricochet had just done a move on Joe. Like the flippy
just
thing.
Out end of days out of nowhere. Yeah. That's fair enough.
Good match though, I agree.
Really good triple threat match.
If you didn't put this on your list, I'd probably put it on mine.
It's probably, I think Corbin is my reasoning for putting it on this list though, because he finished the match, he went over to the throne, and he put the crown on again, and he held the scepter, and he went, "Look, I'm not going to lose. I'm tall."
I'm not going to lose to Elias or Google.
Was the Elias injury announced yet?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm not going to lose to Google.
He's not going to lose to Google. But, Corbin is my number 3. Just the way, I think he's really found out his character now. I think everyone was getting really annoyed with him, especially when he was in his constable role. But I think he's really, really found his position as a heel. He was getting chants. Like, they were chanting, "Let's go Corbin, Corbin sucks."
King Corbin is going to be arrogant. Like,
I still don't think I think it's going to be King Gable. The fact that they've moved it to Raw makes me think it's going to be King Gable.
But King Corbin would be a great heel.
I'd rather.
I don't see the character as face really anymore. Like, I know they did it back in the day; it was to get a face over. But
well, of King.
Yeah. Because King Harley Race was a heel. King Booker was a heel. King Barrett was a heel.
King Sheamus was a heel.
King Sheamus was a heel. King Regal was a heel.
King Hart.
King of Hearts was a heel.
It works best as a heel.
Yeah, so that's why I don't see Gable on.
But then this big triumphant baby face.
Yeah, but like, is he going to come out every week and act like King Gable? Like
King of Wrestling.
King Chad.
Yeah.
Comes out every week with a different woman. That's my number 3.
Yeah. I like it.
Thank you.
What was my number 3?
I agree.
My number 3 is from NXT UK this week, and it's the very start of NXT UK. And if any of you don't watch NXT UK, just do it. It's better.
Please watch NXT UK.
The very first shot of the show, you've got the name Imperium on a white background on the stage, and you have all 4 members
it's just
standing
silhouettes.
across the stage
It's just
in their pose. Just the silhouettes of each 4 of these men. And it's just there for about solid 30 seconds, then it goes to the black, and they start marching towards the ring. And just the visuals alone, like, the promo was good. They were talking about how they're the best in the division, how they've made a mockery of this country, all that.
I will let you say those 3 words.
Which 3 words? Oh, okay. Anyway, they're making a mockery of the country. The promo was good, but the visuals alone made that segment for me.
Yeah. You're a history student.
And there are very sexy Nazi vibes going on.
Very sexy Nazis. With the 3 words.
I am a history student, and I've said it before on this podcast. I've said
they're appealing to what you know what I mean.
They appeal to what I personally do, which is, you know, it's all about getting invested when you look at these stories. Sorry, it's all about getting invested when you look at these storylines, and if it keeps you the person watching, if it keeps you invested, then yeah.
It's what is getting you, and it's such a controversial.
It works.
Thing
It's
they would not
controversial.
get away with this on any other.
God. They would not get away with it in America.
In America, no.
But for us, it works because you've got that sort of vibe. You've got the Austrians coming in. They've literally destroyed the best of British wrestling, British strong style, the pillars of the division. And I'm interested to see where they go with it and who they have taken them on.
Yeah, I think it's really interesting. They murdered 2 young Welsh lads. I think that puts them in contention for tag titles.
Oh, definitely. Imperium's going to hold all the gold.
Rumours of a secondary title,
which will go to Alex Wolf.
Yeah.
Imperium is going to hold all the gold.
And they're getting the charisma title's going to NXT, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because WWE needs more titles, guys.
It does. It needs a women's cruiserweight. It needs a women's
intercontinental.
A women's
cruiserweight.
It needs a women's intercontinental.
It needs a women's 24/7.
It needs a women's 24/7. Ah, no, because 24/7 is
transgender.
Intergender.
It needs
A women's.
No, it needs a cruiserweight tag.
It needs a women's United States.
A cruiserweight tag title.
See, they kept 205 Live. I agree with you.
Women's just all the titles.
Women's USA.
Everyone on the card, everyone on the roster has a title.
A women's North American title.
Just devalue every belt. Just means nothing.
A women's NXT tag team.
Oh, yeah.
A women's NXT UK tag team.
A women's SmackDown tag team. We need to stop. A cruiserweight title, but specifically for SmackDown.
And one for Raw.
Cruiserweights on NXT UK. We need to stop this and move
A
on.
title for people over £300.
Oh, thick boy title.
Yeah.
And
Heavyweight.
Just keep it on Keith Lee. No, super heavyweight. It's just for thick boys.
NXT's resident fit boy.
That's not Keith Lee. That's Bronson Reed.
Super heavyweight title.
Super heavyweight title. I'm there for that. It's just thick boys.
While we're at it, give Braun his greatest Royal Rumble belt back.
No, then at WrestleMania, you know at Survivor Series they do like Intercontinental title versus US title.
Yeah.
You do cruiserweight title versus super heavyweight title.
Yeah.
So you've got these little flippy boys just taking on big chungus.
And give Braun Strowman.
This is a really weird tangent.
Give Braun Strowman his bright green title back that he won at Greatest Royal Rumble.
Yes. The Greatest Royal Rumble title.
Braun 3 belts.
Brawny 3 belts.
Brawny
4 belts. Just put all the titles on Braun.
He can fit.
They're just all like connected.
But yeah, I quite like the Nazis. There's some good vibes going on in NXT UK. It works for a UK audience and they play up to it very well. That's getting gift, isn't it? Like that's getting clipped by you.
But anyway, I like the Nazis.
Chris is shaking his head. That's getting clipped and put in all the wrestling chats.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, I quite like the Nazis.
Anyway, when you eventually go to like do your political future, or you're a teacher in a primary school, I'm just gonna show up and play that clip.
Let me teach at a primary school.
Oh god. Sam, that's a scary reality. Should we move on?
Yeah, what's your number 2, Mike?
My number 2 is from NXT UK as well. Oh my god, wow. We've got a lot. This is our 3rd installment from NXT UK this week. I didn't realise we were doing so much from NXT UK. But anyway, Noam Dar, who picked up a win at NXT UK TakeOver Cardiff, he had this really cool backstage press conference thing, and it was shot like a Sky Sports News football interview. And he said, I put in a man of the match performance. He's keeping up this,
the expert signing. And
he's putting up this football terminology. My transfer to NXT UK, and he's and someone asks him, everyone's talking about the tag title match. Get out. He just kicks him out. But when he's walking out, Trent Seven walks in, and Noam's like, I know you. What are you doing here? And like, Trent Seven answers a phone call. He's like, oh, Drake Maverick. Yeah, we just got Noam Dar here. I know you didn't want him on 205 Live.
We don't want him either.
We don't want him either. Take him back. And Trent Seven's just taking the mickey out of this Noam Dar. Noam Dar, Trent Seven feud?
And Noam's like, no further questions.
No further questions. Noam Dar, Trent Seven feud? Okay. There's Trent Seven just
taking... We're doing clickbait thumbnails now. The thumbnail for this video is a picture of you. Noam Dar versus Trent Seven.
WrestleMania main event. I'd be there for it.
Women's Cruiserweight Tag Titles.
The green belt is returning.
Eurocontinental belt.
We like Nazis.
With loads of exclamation points and question marks.
We've topped. We've capped. The number one moment of this week is Aaron admitting he likes Nazis.
You don't get this when Chris is on the podcast.
We love you, Chris.
Great wrestling podcast.
Yeah. This is not a wrestling analytical podcast.
Look, I mentioned Nazis in the context of wrestling. Anyway, my number 2. You did your number 2, did you?
My number 2, I mean, yeah, that's it. That's the segment. Noam Dar, Trent Seven feud sounds cool. Really fun. Really, really funny. We were laughing. All 3 of us were laughing our heads off at it. So, yeah.
My number 2 this week. So it's a bit broader. It's because it's not just from SmackDown. Actually, it's not from SmackDown at all. Let me rephrase that.
It's not just from SmackDown.
It's not just from Raw. It's not just from NXT. It's not just from 205 Live. It's from all 3. It is Lucha Libre this week.
This man understands.
As you know, I'm the UK's number 1 expert on Lucha Libre wrestling.
Dominic Mysterio looking piece of... Why?
I'm the UK's number 1 authority on all things Lucha Libre, and I can now confirm that WWE this week...
By the UK's, you mean the Aberystwyth University Wrestling Society. Yeah.
Have finally understood what Lucha Libre is, and this started on Raw when I got really positive about it. Gran Metalik versus Rey Mysterio. It was a really good match.
Match out of nowhere. Match I didn't realise I really wanted.
Really good. It's the match we didn't know we wanted, we didn't know we needed. Gran Metalik versus Rey Mysterio. Loads of great spots in it. Both men highlighting their abilities as Lucha Libre.
Yep.
Spot Fest galore, Lucha Spot Fest galore.
Really nice step in the Rey Mysterio storyline.
Very nicely done. Very nicely done. And you know what? If Ray takes on Lindsay next week, or Ray takes on Kalisto, or probably Sin Cara, but he's been dead for like a month, hasn't he?
Yeah, I think Sin Cara still exists.
But if Rey Mysterio taking on Lucha guys week after week, and then who knows, build it back up to a match against Andrade, which Ray actually wins.
No, he shouldn't.
And then Dominic comes out.
He shouldn't.
but
or you do a tag match with Dominic in there.
I could see him against like taking on Lindsay, taking on Kalisto.
But then 205 Live happened.
205 Live happened, and Grand Metalik was incredible again. The triple.
That Hurricane Runner over the top rope on the apron.
The Hurricane Runner over the top rope on the apron.
Lindsay Dorado was in that match. It was great. And you had the big triple spot.
That was a good match. You had a good triple spot. The triple. How did I write it down? I wrote triple flip reversal super kick.
Try and say that.
If you've seen 205 Live, you'll know what I mean.
Say that sentence to a non-wrestling fan. That's triple backflip reverse super kick.
So it's the three men.
Do the backflip. The three Lucha men do the moonsaults.
But they all
in stereo,
all
which Lindsay actually timed wrong. All three get reversed. All three super
stumble,
kick.
but they all super kick,
and all six men down.
Fall down.
And I was
That's
there.
Lucha Libre.
And it was a bit of unnecessary Lucha Libre, but no Lucha Libre is unnecessary.
No.
Lindsay gets the pin. Lindsay gets the pin.
Oh yeah.
Does a headstand flip.
That's how he gets out of having just won the match. So he's pinning him, and then just flips on his own head.
And just like
having pinned him.
I've won.
Yep.
And
Angel Garza.
And Angel Garza just making an appearance.
Brings the Lucha Libre.
Yeah, it was a great match, great week for Lucha Libre.
Yeah, it was really good. Yeah, no.
So enjoy putting Angel Garza and Grand Metalik on your list.
Angel Garza's been on it before.
All right, enjoy putting Grand Metalik on there.
There's a story as to why I hate Grand Metalik, but that's for another time. My number 2, if you're done. No, I've done my number 2. It's honorable mention time. Ooh, we're flying through them this week. Okay, I'll go through mine.
Alright.
The women's tag team match between Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair versus Sasha Banks and Bayley. Really, really good match. First time the 4 horsewomen have all been involved in the same wrestling match on the main roster since 2016 Survivor Series. Bit of fun trivia for you. They all came up to the main roster, 3 of them at the same time, then Bayley. All 4 were involved in the 2016 Cross-Brand Survivor Series match, but since then, there's not been a match with all 4 of them in it. They had a fatal 4-way at WrestleMania, but it wasn't Becky, it was Nia Jax. And now they put them in this nice tag match. Charlotte played a babyface role. They did a lot of hot tags. There was like 3 times they did the hot tag spot. The reason I'm not having it on my main list was because Charlotte doesn't need to pin Bayley. The Bayley has just got this massive surge of momentum from his heel turn. And Charlotte is already positioned as the canonical best wrestler. Okay. I would happily accept if WWE published a power rankings and Charlotte was number 1 on the winners, even though she's not champion, because they have established They've established that Charlotte is the strongest, the most acrobatic, the most gifted natural wrestler. So Charlotte did not need to pin Bayley.
Charlotte didn't even meant to go into that.
It was still a great match. Don't get me wrong.
The champion, it's a rare occurrence of the champion being the underdog.
I wouldn't say she is the underdog because of the storyline they're doing.
Well, yeah, but now it makes.
But I think she's the kayfabe underdog.
Yeah, it makes Charlotte look overly
powerful.
Overly powerful.
Yeah. Another honorable mention from me from women's wrestling on Raw. There was a match between Lacey Evans and Natalya. I'll be very interested to see Chris's reaction to this later on. But there's one spot in particular where Lacey Evans is outside the ring and she pulls Natalya by her face towards the ring apron, who's in the ring, and tucks her head in the sort of ring apron.
The ring apron.
Yeah, and she just gives some of that.
Some of that.
Lacey Evans.
Lacey takes on Natalya.
Lacey Evans versus Natalya main event.
WrestleMania.
Lacey Evans is the best wrestler. When her entrance music.
Woman's right.
When her entrance music hit, I popped again.
You always do.
I love her entrance. I love her. I love Lacey Evans. She's amazing. I don't care what you say.
Just every single time WrestleMania weekend.
Because she came out for WrestleMania, didn't she? She came out on Raw. She He probably came out on Smackdown.
Every single night.
Every
just
time
you.
I stood up, crowd of people who weren't reacting, and I was going, 1, 2, I'm marching for you. I got your number, and I don't think you're ready. Don't sleep, now mind your manners. My throat hurts. I've got 3 honorable mentions from 205 Live. The big pop for Kushida, making his debut.
Yes.
The Singh Brothers promo backstage, where they referred to the billions and billions of Singh Brothers supporters, and let's play on the Rock's line, but saying billions instead of millions because everyone knows the Singh Brothers are more popular than the Rock, right?
And there's like 4 billion people.
He's a Hollywood superstar. They're a Bollywood superstar duo. So, also Mike Kanellis wore a hat, and it was very sexy. I love wrestling.
But was it sexy Nazi?
And it wasn't Nazi sexy. And my only honorable mention from NXT, which I wish I could have put on, but Johnny Gargano came out to do his little promo bit, and the crowd chanted for him, Johnny wrestling for about 5 minutes solid.
At least.
And he had to say on the microphone, guys, I told them I wouldn't be out here long. Shane Thorne came out and cut him off, and Chris literally squealed like a little girl when Johnny said he was staying on NXT, but what's he gonna do? Have a match with Shane Thorne?
Johnny's staying in NXT.
Oh wait, no, the 205 Live. The 205 Live, the Cruiserweight title is moving to NXT.
Johnny Gargano, Cruiserweight Champion.
That is 100% what they're building towards, surely. That's how Johnny makes his WrestleMania debut.
Johnny versus Carrillo.
Wait, and then you do the Super Chungus title.
Keith Lee versus Cole.
Wait, why Cole?
He's Chungus. No, he's a Cruiserweight, isn't he?
Yeah. Adam Cole isn't a Chungus.
Keith
But no,
Lee versus Aaron Daniels.
No, you're Chungus. In the nicest way possible. You're Lucha Chungus.
Hey, look,
You're Lucha Chungus.
If I lost 60 pounds, I'd be in 205 Live.
Yeah, because muscle weighs more than fat. I'm really
I like how the
mean.
music cut at that point.
Yeah. I'm really mean. That's all my honorable mentions. If you've got a couple for us, if I click on the right tab for you. Well.
From Raw, I've got I know it's cliche and it's Austin showing up, but like the crowd got really into shouting what?
Oh, I hate it.
No, the crowd got really into shouting what?
I hate the What chant. I even
What?
Don't do this to me.
What?
I spoke to Chris.
What?
I told him about the Austin promo.
What?
I told him about the Austin interview
When?
where Stone Cold Steve Austin has admitted he regrets coming up with the What chant.
Yeah, but he played up to it on Raw, didn't he? Anyway,
You're the problem.
my honorable mention actually goes to the whole segment. To be fair,
I hated the whole segment.
you got AJ Styles coming out.
Why don't you
shut up, Steve? Like a sassy soccer mom. I think people were actually chatting soccer mom.
Soccer mom. That chant is back. That chant is back for a bit.
Yeah, I'm glad that's back.
Why don't you shut up, Steve?
I called it Battle of the Southerner. It's like, why don't you shut up, Steve?
Why
and then
put a little bass in your voice?
Why don't you put a little bass in your voice? Why don't you shut up, Steve?
I notice you haven't got it on you, so while you're talking about Stone Cold Steve Austin, I want to quickly mention that the main event of that show, Cedric Alexander pinned AJ Styles, but instead of his music hitting, the glass shattered. It wasn't Cedric's music played for a bit. He celebrated. Then Austin came out.
More to Cedric.
It was like,
imagine that. 1, 2, 3. I used to drink my head in all.
I used my cheese. 1, 2, 3. I'm like, what is Cedric Alexander Stone Cold Steve Austin now?
Yeah.
But no, I suppose it's a ratings.
And also they did
t-shirt.
part of the dark match was Austin being like, "Oh, have a beer, AJ."
And he stunned
Stunner.
him again. Oh, Styles stole that stunner really well.
Oh yeah. But yeah, so it's just a Stone Cold line that I really loved. I really enjoyed this week. I had a little good chuckle. It was listen, boy, you got 18,000 people here chanting that you're an asshole.
It's good. It's really good.
Good old Stone Cold. I put the Viking Raiders finally taking on someone who isn't a jobber.
Yeah, it's really nice to actually see them in a real feud.
But then one of my honorable mentions from SmackDown goes to Heavy Machinery becoming the new War Raiders.
I mean, we've got to have one tag team taking on local jobbers, right?
It's either one man
to be fair,
taking on a team of jobbers like Braun Strowman or a tag team.
To be fair, if I'm paying for a Madison Square Garden ticket and Heavy Machinery aren't on the crowd and aren't on the card and I don't get to go, I'm coming! And pop for the word. I'm disappointed.
Hey.
Hang on now.
I put something. Yes, the Undertaker.
Yeah, you would like the Undertaker segment.
I love the Undertaker. I love.
No, I love him too.
But
it's bad.
my honourable mention actually goes to Sami Zayn. To be fair, because he's
Zayn,
not the person you are expecting to come out and interrupt the Undertaker. It's not Sami Zayn.
I mean,
Sami Zayn comes out.
Elias is injured
okay.
and Miz is face. So
Yeah.
who else is the Undertaker gonna chokeslam?
The Fiend.
Oh right, yeah. But that's just a bad thing.
Anyway, Sami Zayn comes out and he's like, "Get out the ring, Undertaker." Undertaker goes to get out the ring, and just the honourable mention is for Sami Zayn's facial expression alone. Just
I did it. No, it just. Okay, I hate to be negative on this podcast, but the Undertaker came out. He said some stuff about souls.
Zayn Undertaker
You know, he did his
WrestleMania.
Michael versus the Undertaker. He said some stuff about souls, and then now I've got to say
We're
these
just calling
lines.
out all these
Now
wrestling
I've got to
YouTubers
say
out.
these. How dare you?
Tune into Smack Talks.
Tune into. Have you got any more?
NXT, Rhea Ripley just owning that limo, like
Yeah, Rhea Ripley arrived in a limo.
just anything, it's me. Rhea Ripley shows up, she's getting at least.
How did you feel about the DQ finish?
I feel cheated because she should have won,
I mean, she's whacked her with a chair.
but she came out on top of that confrontation.
I feel like Rhea Ripley.
she took on 3 women, stood tall. Michael.
Rhea Ripley's attitude towards Shayna Baszler is, I don't care if I beat you.
I just want to cause you pain.
I'm just gonna hit you with this. I'm just
And I'm
gonna hit
there
you
for
with
that.
this large piece of metal
I'm there for that.
that's meant to be used for sitting.
I also realised something I didn't put on for SmackDown.
Hmm?
I loved Kevin Owens as referee
Really?
because he's all like counts the pin for
Oh, he felt conflicted. He was like,
yeah.
I've got to do this for my kids.
It's
No,
like,
do you know what?
Yeah.
I'm a principled man.
It's like you tapped out, Shane.
And
You tapped.
if you haven't seen it, Kevin Owens, after having been fired from SmackDown,
Kevin Owens fired.
has tweeted out 14/20/24, 14/24/20, which are the letters that correspond in the alphabet to NXT.
Kevin Owens on Fox. No, on USA NXT. I got it. I'm gonna bust out a surprise in a minute.
I mean, so do you want me to just talk for a bit?
Yeah.
Or because it's time for us to move on to our number one.
Oh,
so-
it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Kevin Owens, Johnny Gargano.
Kevin gets the thick boy title, and Johnny gets the cruiserweight title, and then they have
And then
a
they have a
dream match
fight, yeah.
of cruiserweight versus thick boy. Which is Chris in the background. Just
You've been on the bubbly.
we've
A little bit of the
we've
bubble.
had- We've had a little bit of the bubbly. This is a strictly WWE podcast. Chris Jericho is dead.
Who's Chris Jericho?
Exactly. I can't believe
Chris
Renee.
Jericho dead?
I can't believe Renee Young is cheating on Dean Ambrose with that John Moxley guy.
Jericho murdered?
Let's do our number one, shall we?
What's your number one, Michael?
My number one is from SmackDown Live.
Big surprise.
This Who Attacked Roman Reigns storyline has been so convoluted and so unnecessary. You remember the Becky, Ronda, Charlotte storyline where they were like, let's put an arrest in here, let's put an injury in here.
That was
It's
cool.
kind of been... No, it was too much.
Ronda Rousey broke a window.
No, they did some cool segments with it, but it was just so convoluted. You know what I mean? It
Yeah,
took a lot
I know
of
what you
time
mean.
to
Like,
match.
it's like
And this
it
segment...
needs too much
this-
brain power, doesn't it?
Yeah, and this storyline, it's like they got Buddy Murphy involved for a bit, then they had camera footage, then there was a fake Rowan, then they
Rowan's
had
dad.
more camera footage. But now they've dropped all that. They finally made it clear, yes, it is Eric Rowan who did it. So Eric Rowan and Roman Reigns can have a drag-out brawl through the crowd. And Rowan does some incredibly unique stuff. Throws Roman Reigns over the barricade, goes to get over, so Roman keeps Superman punching him. And he does it again, he Superman punches him. So Roman goes, alright pal, grabs a fan, up he goes, powerbomb, yeets him over the top.
I'm loving
Knocks
Monster.
them all down.
I'm loving Monster Road.
Rowan gets over the barricade, runs all the way around the ring, does the Braun Strowman run, but does a massive crossbody, takes them all out. Brawls with Roman up the entrance ramp, grabs a camera rig, which I've never seen this spot before. I know I've only followed wrestling since 2013, but I've never seen it before. And just
I've never seen it before.
and swung the camera rig at Roman Reigns, catching him in the face.
Although they use different camera rigs on the And they did in 2006.
Alright, fair enough. Oh, they had the ones on the wires, didn't they?
They never used to have camera rigs. It was just guys like hanging from the ceiling with a camera.
Oh, with that? Oh, no. But basically...
What about wrestling cancelled?
This episode will never air. The swinging rig hitting Roman Reigns in the face.
I'm
loving Monster Rowan.
I am loving Monster Rowan. My only regret is it should be Luke Harper.
No.
No, I mean getting like his moment in the
Disagree.
spotlight. I don't mean for this storyline. I mean
okay.
time in
No.
the spotlight.
Okay.
It should be Luke Harper getting time in the spotlight. Out of the Bludgeon Brothers, Luke Harper's the better one. Although I'm loving what Rowan is doing now. Vegan Rowan is vegan heavy metal fan Rowan.
Rowan's playing it up really well.
Mm.
Long promos aren't his strong suit. Short promos and doing big spots.
Well, yeah,
I really
what
want
he's
the
good for.
footage from the camera that was pushed. So it's like a really nice shot of Rowan, and then it's like, why am I just looking at the stage? Oh my god, I'm moving really fast, and then just a sudden stop.
Yeah.
But no, that's my number one.
I like it. I'm there for that.
Yeah.
My number one is also from SmackDown this week.
It wasn't. I think your number one. I think this one should have closed the show.
It should have closed the show.
What did close SmackDown?
Kevin Owens getting fired.
Of course.
Yeah, yeah.
What a SmackDown!
It was a good SmackDown.
What a lot of stuff happened.
Mm.
Yeah.
It should have closed the show. It's the culmination of like 10 years of storytelling, and it's come full circle. It's in Madison Square Garden.
Madison Square Garden, 10
You
years.
have
in the
Randy
future.
Orton. Well, first, and Kofi Kingston. You've got Kofi Kingston doing his promo.
Mhm.
He's doing the WWE. But,
Stupid, 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 stupid.
Randy Orton comes out. They get to brawling, because that's what they do. It's a wrestling show. They get to brawling. They go for the first table spot. Nah, they're teasing it. It doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Doesn't happen. But then a second table comes
I
up.
think you should clarify what the spot is. It's 10 years ago to the day.
They
or
know
to,
what the table
to
spot
10
is.
years ago, in Madison Square Garden, Kofi did a boom drop from an elevator thing to onto the
To
table.
win the match.
So they were teasing that.
They teased it the first time with the first. Sorry, it's midnight. They teased it with the first table. Nah, you're not getting it today, fans. You're not getting it. It's not happening.
No.
And then a second table gets set up. Randy Orton gets laid out with the chair, lying on the second table. Kofi Kingston. The whole way through, I'm thinking Randy's gonna roll off. Randy's gonna roll off the table.
Oh yeah, no, it really did
The
feel
whole way
like
through,
they
I'm
were
like,
going to do
Randy's
something.
gonna roll off the table.
Because it wasn't the closing segment.
Randy's
it
gonna
really,
RKO.
It really felt like they weren't going to do like the nice satisfying thing.
The whole way through, I'm like, Randy Orton's gonna RKO him.
Yeah.
But no, boom drop hits. Kofi Kingston standing tall.
I mean, you call it a boom drop. It was more of a, I'm going to stand to the side of the table and hit you with my ass on the way down.
Yeah.
You sort of just flying ass him.
But the one tragedy of that segment, it's still my number one, but it should have closed the show.
Yeah, I agree.
Like
I agree.
the final shot before
Because-
Clash of
Because
Champions should be
the
Kofi
big
Kingston
the big
standing tall.
issue with this feud, it's been a really good feud. Orton's going to win on Sunday, but the big issue with this feud is it just hasn't been given the attention it deserves. You don't think Orton's winning?
Kofi's winning.
I think Orton's winning for the Fox.
Kofi's holding it till they get to Fox, and then Brock's taking it from him.
Brock.
Yeah.
I'd actually like
Brock's
that.
taking it on the first episode of SmackDown on Fox.
I'd actually really like that. That'd be really funny. But
Chris agrees. Chris knows where it's at. He's shaking. He's nodding his head.
Chris is staring sad into the depth. But that's your number one.
Mm.
But the question is it the number one?
What is the Wicked Wrestling Weekly?
It's really hard
We
to
can't
decide.
spell ranking with a W
It's
because that's a different word.
It's really. That's the stupidest catchphrase for this show I've ever heard. I want it. Wicked Wrestling Weekly, where we can't spell ranking with a W.
Put that on a t-shirt.
Wicked Wrestling Weekly merch. I thought we were cancelled earlier in the show.
Revival.
We're back, baby.
Where were the revival this week?
Those asinine morons who cancelled us were themselves fired for incompetence. I thought you liked Futurama.
I do like Futurama.
The Revival?
Where were the revival? I was talking about the revival, not Futurama.
Where were Biggie and Woods?
Injured. That's canon.
Oh, yeah. Is Biggie Cannon injured?
Yeah, they've been taken out by the revival and they're returning at Clash of
I'm
Champions.
seeing a scraggly-headed bastard in the background shaking his head.
They were taken out by.
He's like our
They
little like
Ignore him. Pretend he's not in the room. I do that when I'm with him usually.
Oh.
Love you, Chris.
How do we decide which one is number one? Rowan or Kofi? I don't know.
Just SmackDown.
Chris, you decide for us.
Rowan.
Chris says Rowan.
How about just SmackDown's number one?
See, SmackDown hasn't been doing really well on these shows, but considering
week was
it's
good.
the contention for number one. Okay, we gotta go with Chris.
I'll go Rowan. Yeah. I'll
Rowan
go
number one, Kofi number two.
Yeah, I'll say that.
Now, what the hell fills up the rest of it? Lucha Libre.
Lucha Libre.
I'll give you Lucha Libre.
Lucha Libre number 3.
That No I'm Da press conference segment was just too funny to not be on there.
That's got to be on there.
And then number 5, I'd say either Imperium, Nakamura's commentary, or Corbin.
Oh, that's tough. That's tough.
It's very tough. Chris isn't happy back
What would
there.
you put on there, Chris?
Corbin has to be on.
Okay, I'm gonna go.
You're saying
I'm
Corbin
gonna-
has to be on there?
I'm gonna vote for Shinsuke then if Chris says.
Wow, Chris is saying Corbin has to be on there.
To be fair, I did want to put
actually,
Corbin on my list.
because you hate Corbin. Oh no, I think
I
you
did want to
did
put Corbin on my
actually.
list. So
Yeah, it does make
Yeah.
sense, doesn't it?
yeah, because
Cool.
yeah.
It's decided.
If you didn't put Corbin on your list, I would put him on mine.
Chris will just
Ignore him.
Pretend to be
Pretend he's not
shaking
here.
This week's Wicked Wrestling Weekly, number 5 is Baron Corbin winning his match with
King
a
Daddy
massive
Corbs.
deep 6 and sitting on the throne again, getting a massive reaction from Madison Square
He's gonna
Garden.
beat Google.
Number 4 is my number 2, Noam Dar and Trent Seven having that little backstage press conference, and it was absolutely hilarious. Number 3, Lucha Libre this week with Rey Mysterio, Gran Metalik, Angel Garza, and Lindsay Dorado all doing some crazy stuff.
Humberto.
Oh yeah, Humberto. Yeah, of course.
How dare you
I'm a
sleep
boy.
on Humberto.
Should we do it? Humberto! Number 2.
Corridor.
Ooh, that was sensual. Number 2 is Rowan. No, sorry, number 2 is Orton. Orton and
Orton,
Kofi. And Kofi comes from the top with the boom drop through the table. But number 1 of the week is Big Red in a heavy metal t-shirt was he wearing this week?
I don't think it was.
It wasn't Tool. It
Was
should have been Tool.
it Korn?
Just naming metal bands. Is it Korn?
When's he gonna wear a Bring Me t-shirt?
If he ever wears a Bring Me t-shirt, that'll be it. He'll be your favourite
He'll
wrestler.
be number 1 every week.
Yeah.
I should wear Code Orange one week just for
Oh, that's a really
Yeah.
weird, subtle, thing.
Yeah.
Is if he comes out in a Code Orange t-shirt. But number 1 is Eric Rowan.
meets the Fiend backstage.
I'll go through that again because it was kind of messy. Number 5 is Baron Corbin. Number 4 is... Which one was it?
No, I'm
I'm
down.
down 7. Number 3 is Lucha Libre. Number 2 is Kofi Kingston, and
Randy
number
Orton.
1 is Eric Rowan. Guys, it's very late. I'm very tired. I can't be... Clash of Champions is going to be a good show.
Oh yeah.
It's going to be a good show. I don't have any predictions written down, so let's instead predict the card for Clash of Champions. How does that sound?
Alright.
Yeah? Chris, Kofi Kingston or Randy Orton? Orton? I'm saying Orton.
Kingston.
Seth Rollins or Braun Strowman? I'm saying Seth Rollins. Chris is
I'm saying Seth, but I'd like to see the Fiend versus Strowman.
Okay.
But I'm saying Seth. Seth will win it.
Yeah. Nakamura versus The Miz.
Nakamura.
I'm going to go Nakamura as well, actually. Chris is going for The Miz. Styles Alexander. I'll go Styles.
Styles.
Bailey Charlotte. Bailey.
Bailey.
Becky Sasha.
Becky.
Sasha. Ooh. What do you go for? Sasha. Aaron's wrong. Alexa and Nikki versus Fire and Desire.
Electronic.
Fire and Desire.
Ooh, actually, no.
Alexa
Fire
and
Desire.
Nikki got the big retention at SummerSlam.
Nikki.
It's time for Fire and Desire.
Nikki finally snaps and texts Alexa.
Because she got called ugly. She's like, no, yeah. Ooh, that's interesting. Roman Reigns versus Eric Rowan. Eric Rowan. I think
It'll be
Eric
Reigns.
Rowan.
It should be Rowan.
Eric Rowan is going to win that match.
It should be Rowan.
Eric Rowan, who lost to The Rock, is finally going to, after retiring The Rock, get his revenge on the Samoans and murder Roman Reigns in the ring.
It should be Rowan.
No, he's shaking his
But
head.
it should be Rowan, but it'll be Reigns.
Gulak, Lindsay, Humberto. Should we leave this one to last? New Day versus the Revival. I'd say the Revival.
The Revival. Kofi will hold the belt.
I think they're going to go big on the Revival and the Orton together with their titles.
Kofi's going to hold the championship, but the Revival will hold the tag
And
titles.
Rollins Strowman versus Rude Ziggler. I think Rollins Strowman will retain.
I think they'll retain.
Strowman will double power slam Rude and Ziggler, and then Rollins will double curb stomp them.
Yeah, they're retaining.
He's so sad.
Drew's winning.
You don't think the dream of Humberto Carrillo?
Drew's pinning Lindsay.
You don't think the dream of Humberto Carrillo?
Drew's pinning Lindsay. Humberto will beat Drew at Hell in a Cell.
For the title?
Yep.
Okay.
And then Johnny Gargano.
Who have you got? Cruiserweight title.
Whoa. On that note, goodbye.
Don't expect to see Chris Dixon on this podcast ever again. He said, "Who cares?"
Chris Dixon replaced?
Chris Dixon replaced with a Nazi?
Whoa.
You've already got one. Some very shifty eyes. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for tuning in to Bottom Rope Wrestling's Wicked Wrestling Weekly. I've been Michael Davey. This has been Aaron Daniels and Chris Dixon in the background. We will see you guys next week. Watch Clash of Champions. Watch NXT UK. And we're out.